How's it going, legend? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Brad, and in today's video, I'm going to break down the 3 essential things that you can do to future-proof your brand going forward with all the influx of AI and all these new creators coming into the social media landscape. And just a couple lessons that I've learned as I've grown my personal brand to 59,000 followers on Instagram. I'm still learning, I'm still growing, I'm in the game with you guys, and that's really what I want to share with you in this video. So with that being said, let's get to it. The first one being trust beats information. We're not looking for gurus anymore, but rather people that we actually connect with. There's there's been such an influx of knowledge, on the internet with us having access to AI, new creators coming about, kids coming and like creating content and saying they're helping people build personal brands and the whole thing. Like there's a lot of noise out there at the moment, and it can be kind of difficult to stand out within that, right? But the thing is that I've realized as I've been building my brand more, growing it on Instagram, I went through periods of where I was focusing so heavily on trying to do viral type content. And then I went through a period where I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna try build or create content that really feels authentic, content that feels exciting for me to create, that feels like there's some sort of essence that I'm giving into my work. And what I realized when I started doing that, I was able to really build a lot of trust and connection with my existing audience. When my focus shifted from trying to go viral or get more followers to, okay, how can I actually serve my existing following? How can I build a connection with them and communicate with them and see what they like and what they dislike? That's when my brand really started taking off. And I feel it's so important now more than ever to lead with that and lead with really wanting to build trust and connection with your audience. When you're able to do that and you can show up authentically in your content, you can be vulnerable, you can create stuff that you enjoy, um, that's when people really connect with it. Recently I went through a period where I was comparing myself so heavily or holding myself to such a high standard of like needing every piece of content that I created to perform well. And when I posted it, I was just like, oh, I don't know what it is. Like I was been working with a new editor, trying to figure out a style and a flow of like creating with them, and it felt really it felt really difficult. And every piece I put out, I was just like, just it doesn't feel like me and it doesn't excite me. I got into the trap of like just focusing on the metrics the whole time. And I started to lose trust with my audience. And now recently I've shifted the other way and I've been like, let me create stuff I enjoy, stuff with a deeper message. Let me be a little bit more vulnerable and share my journey a bit more and my thoughts more. And already, like the comments and engagement just from people connecting with the deeper message has been incredible. And that's why I put this as the first thing that you need to do when future proofing your brand in this new era of social media that's coming about. Be honest and open with where you're at on your journey. You don't need to pretend to be someone that you're not. And often, more than often, because you're a couple steps ahead of someone who is wanting to go on this journey, whether it's building a brand or creating a better physique or trying to understand money, it's more relatable to them with where you currently are, and they can see themselves in your footsteps, if that makes sense. So just start sharing and creating openly and honestly, and the more that you do that, the more trust and connection you're going to build with your following. So then number 2, which is definitely important, but not as important as number 3 to understand, is AI can copy your knowledge, but not your expertise or story. And I think this also ties slightly into number 1, but we all have access to this tool, whether it's ChatGPT, Claude, Poppy AI, like all of these different tools that are coming about. We have access to the internet. We can literally have voice messages with AI. So anyone can like go to ChatGPT and tell it to create a script based off of this pain point that a ideal follower is, having. But it's very difficult for AI to replicate your story and your journey that you've been on. And your story and your journey that you have been on, that is what makes your brand unique. And that is what people connect with at the end of the day. They don't just want to see the end result of like, okay, I'm making 10K a month. I have 100,000 followers, XYZ. But your expertise and your story, like your learned knowledge through trial and error and working with clients and failing and your highs and your lows, like that is the stuff that gets people to actually resonate with you deeply with your content. It was so interesting because I'm gonna use my personal story as an example, which I think it kind of relates. Um, when I was trying to be an expert, when I was building my personal brand on Instagram, I was trying to create videos of like, this is how you should do branding, or this is how you should script a video, XYZ. When I went from there, from like speaking in that tone to speaking more as like an ally, a friend, like, hey man, like I'm on this journey with you. I'm learning, I'm growing, and I'm developing. And this is the stuff that I've learned that has really helped me and my brand currently. Check it out. Like it could be valuable. That's when people were actually like, wow, like, they were connecting with the journey, the story. They saw how my account then started growing, and that's what then built the trust and relatability. It wasn't me sharing the perfect scripting formula or anything like that. It was like I was on this journey of bettering myself and bettering my brand, and people wanted to see that journey. So I encourage you, like, lean and step into your story, the failures that you've encountered, the successes that you've encountered. Just share open, honestly, be raw, vulnerable, and true to yourself. When you speak from a place of truth, when you're able to create from this place of reflecting and understanding and distilling the knowledge and lessons that you're learning to then give that off to someone else, that's when people get super excited, get a ton of value, and actually start relating to what it is that you're doing. It's almost like trying, I want to say like trying, not trying as hard, but just allowing yourself to accept where you are on your journey and step into the role of being a student at the game, and then just teaching from that place of where you're at. I think is super, super powerful, very underutilized, as being a ally and a friend instead of like, oh, I'm the expert sort of thing. And then number three, which I think is probably one of the most important ones, is opportunities follow brands, not resumes. If you master the attention currency, you control the game. And what I mean by that is you don't, depending on the industry that you're in, you don't need to have a degree. You don't need to have like all of these case studies of so many people you've helped, etc. You can start with where you are currently at and build a brand that people connect with, build a brand that's true to you, that shows your values, your beliefs, um, the journey that you're on, and get people invested into you. And really just get curious as to who your audience is, and trying to cultivate a powerful community and tribe of people that are into the same thing as you. And you do that by being open, honest, vulnerable, and speaking your truth no matter what. I think naturally, as you start to create from this place of being grounded within yourself and not trying to create to necessarily impress someone, but rather just to express the value that you have and the gift that you have to give to the world. That's when you start attracting the right opportunities that are meant for you. That's when you attract the dream opportunities that you've always wanted to have is when you actually create from this place of stillness, from peace, from abundance, if you will, and you let go of the attachment of needing the end result, but you embrace the journey that you're on. So all of these tie into one another. Like, you need to build trust. To build trust, you do that by sharing your expertise and your story open, honestly, vulnerably. And when you do that, opportunities will flow to you and to your brand. And that's what I really want you to take away from this is like, you don't need to chase these viral hacks and gimmicks that so many people are preaching on social media. Sure, there are some fundamental principles that you do need to know to like create a good video, to capture someone's attention, to be able to tell a story in a way that's cohesive, that engages people and builds tension. But it's almost like, if you're not creating from this place of truth and grounded presence, um, you're going to land up getting burnt out and just chasing these vanity metrics again and again. And man, like, it gets so tiring, so tiring. I've been through that loop so many times, and it's like, you don't want to do it. Just rather build a really connected community of people that fuck with you and your vibe, because you're able to share from this place of truth instead of like needing to try attention hack and do all of these gimmicky things that's gonna leave you feeling really burnt out at the end of it. So to wrap this up, all in all, the most important thing that will really future proof your brand, your personal brand, as we go into this AI information overload era, is just being yourself, like sharing openly and honestly, being vulnerable and creating from where you're at, and just sharing that knowledge that you have and that expertise that you have, because there's always something that you can teach people in some sort of area of your life. Figure out the thing that you really enjoy doing, that you're passionate about and you're knowledgeable in, where those two things intersect, and start creating content on that. You just need to be a couple steps ahead of the person that you're trying to help to be the expert, you know? So you're more than capable of doing it right now. If you have any questions on any one of these points, let me know. Let me know what you think in the comments as well of this type of format and this type of content. And if you are one of the people, one of the 20% that have made it to the end of this video, comment 20% down below as well. Subscribe to the channel. And yeah, if there is a specific video you're keen to see, just let me know. And then I'll catch you guys in the next one.